Hi Year 11 and welcome to our virtual Year 11 information evening. Everything that you need to know about the geography exam that you're going to be doing and all of the revision things we have got sorted for you to help you get the best possible grade. Okay, so what exams are you actually going to do? So you've got 3 exams. You've got paper 1, which is your physical exam, living with the physical environment. So that's where we've got our challenge of natural hazards, the living world, and physical landscapes in the UK. That's going to be 1.5 hours, 35% of your overall grade. Then we've got paper 2, which is your human paper. So challenges in the human environment. Now this is where we've got urban issues and challenges, the changing economic world, the challenge of resource management. That's also 1.5 hours, same amount of marks, so 88, and it's worth 35%. The final paper is paper 3. This is where we have our issue evaluation, where we get that pre-release in March that we have to learn inside and out, and you get answered questions on that. And then we also have your field work. Now, it's 1 and a bit hours. So that could change because of the way that the exam has changed for 2021. We're not 100% sure on the length of time of the exam at the moment. We're not 100% sure on the marks of that exam at the moment. And we're not 100% sure on the worth either, because there has been a few changes that I'm going to talk through shortly. So, how many topics have you covered in year 9 and 10, and what have we got left to do for the rest of year 11? So, in year 9, you did the challenge of natural hazards, then you went on to urban issues and challenges, and then you did UK physical landscapes. Last year, in year 10, you did the living world, you did the changing economic world, and you looked at the Nigeria case study, and you did a tiny little bit of field work when we went to Stratford, and we managed to do a little bit of the introduction to fieldwork as well. And then what have we got left to do in year 11? Now you're well into changing economic world, the UK. I think we're going to be maybe finished that by the time this presentation reaches you. We're then going to be doing resource management, the issue evaluation pre-release when it comes in March. We're also, from about January, February onwards, we're going to be focusing on pure revision, and we'll do a little bit of geographical skills and field work as well. You can see how that's been broken down into paper 1, paper 2 and paper 3. So, as I mentioned, there is changes to the exam. Now, the most important part that you guys need to focus on is you won't need to complete the 2 occasions of fieldwork. Now, we've already done one. It just means that we won't have to do the other one, so we won't have to go to Walton on the Naze. We don't have to submit a little certificate to say that you've been there. And then you won't need to answer questions relating to your own fieldwork. So it's just question 5 that is being removed. Now, you still need to do a bit of fieldwork, and you are needing to be able to apply this in understanding unfamiliar scenarios. So you're going to be asked questions based on fieldwork. You might be given data that someone else has collected. You might be given a question that someone else wants to answer, and you need to work out maybe what techniques they'll need to use in being able to answer that question. If you're given the data, you may need to tell them how to present that data. You might need to draw conclusions from that data as well. So we're going to still need to go over fieldwork, because you're still going to need to answer unfamiliar scenarios. So it actually means that it's only about 7% that's been taken away. And that has already been pretty much covered by us because you've already done one of those trips. So we're not actually getting much taken out of our exam in comparison to other subjects that are getting quite a large section of some of their papers taken out. We don't get that, unfortunately, so we're still going to have to work really, really, really hard. Now they're still finalising some details, so the length of time that you're going to get to do paper 3, how much spelling, punctuation, grammar marks you're going to get. So we're still waiting for further guidance on this. So what kind of things are we providing to help you? Now, we've got a geography survival kit that is going to be given to you. So in there, it is a booklet. It's got all the information that you need for the exams. It's got all of your case studies. So each case study, we've got 10 facts that you need to remember about each of those case studies. There's keyword banks in there. So all of the keywords that you need for each of those papers is in there as well. Some of the theory that you need is in there as well. And there's lots of tips and tricks for you to help you in your GCSE paper. Secondly, we've got Tuesday revision after school. Unfortunately, no Domino's pizza will be provided like some subjects do, but we will be doing revision every Tuesday after school from the moment that you get this presentation. And then finally, there is an opportunity for you to purchase the GCSE AQA Geography revision guides at a reduced price because you'll be getting them through school. It's a little bit cheaper than getting them on Amazon. So if you want us to get one of those, you just need to let me or Mr. Knightley, if he's your teacher, let us know and we'll get those ordered. There is the opportunity that some people might be getting these for free as well. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens there. Okay, so what you can be doing for revision outside of school. Now, you're already on Seneca, so make sure you're using Seneca. It has disappeared for a slight moment, but it will be back online shortly. You've got those revision guides if you want to purchase. I also have some if you wish to borrow them, but you need to make sure you bring those back. You can have a look on the AQA website, so you can look at the specifications so you know what you are revising. BBC Bite Size, always a great one to go to if you want some simple revision notes. Pixel, there is a Pixel app that you can use on your phone, so there is no excuses not to revise because you can get the app on your phone. There's quizzes, there's games, there's things to help you revise on there, and we'll get you the logons for that. And then also looking on the school drive, we're going to try and put as much information on there for you as well. So looking at that Google Classroom. So all the different revision techniques we can use. So flashcards. We've already looked at this when we looked at one of our Cambridge case studies a few weeks ago. We looked at how we can put all of our case study information onto one flashcard. Other things you can put on flashcards are the formations and processes. So the formation of a waterfall, the formation of a coastal spit. So getting the formations and processes on there for your physical geography. Key terms and definitions. So evaluation points, that's really good for your human geography. So maybe the advantages and disadvantages of regeneration in Stratford. And then our case studies and examples. So make sure we've got the location, background information, the causes, the effects, responses, especially looking at those earthquakes, our typhoons, our physical case studies there. The revision techniques. We've got also retrieval practice, so being able to recall large amounts of information from your brain quickly. This is why all of our do nows are recall. They're all kind of questions to remember from the last lesson. It's all key word definitions. It's all spellings to remember. This is something we're really good at and we focus on a lot in geography. So ways that you can do this, you can do total recall. So have a piece of paper, put the topic title at the top, and then write down absolutely everything you can remember, and then look at your notes and fill in any gaps. Another one you could do is quiz yourself. Use revision notes, quiz yourself or your friends, or get someone else to test you. And then next we've got deliberate practice. So set a time where you are going to practice what you're going to be doing in the exam. So answering exam questions. Practice makes perfect. So this is how we could set out a revision power hour. Pick an exam question that you're going to answer. In that survival guide, there's loads for you to choose from in there. Spend 20 minutes revising for that question, and then spend 20 minutes answering the question, and then you can use a mark scheme to mark your answer. If you then want me or Mr. Knightley to mark that for you, we'll mark that completely. We'll make sure we get that marked for you so you can get some feedback. And then finally, make yourself a revision timetable. Set aside 10 minutes of each day, 15 minutes of each day to revise different aspects, okay? Hopefully I'll be able to get you one of these together for the start of next year. So you've got from January onwards, like this one here. This is the one from last year, so it's slightly different. But you need to be able to timetable your revision in. Make sure you give yourself holidays and days off, but making sure you're just doing a little bit of revision every day, every week, because then once you get too much, you're not completely overwhelmed. So, where do I start? That is what everyone is asking me. Now, the best place to start with geography is to make a flashcard for each of your case studies for paper 1 and paper 2. Now, all of the information can be found in the survival kit that I'm going to give you, but then you can also use revision guides, use BBC Bite Size. We've got lists in your book. The first thing you did when you came back in September is we listed your key case studies for each of your papers. Now, summarise 5 to 10 key facts of each of your case studies, put them on a card, and take those cards everywhere with you so you can keep reading back over them. It's the best thing. If you know your case studies, you will achieve excellent grades in the exam. It's the best place to start. So getting a flashcard, 5 to 10 key facts about each case study, and then take those cards wherever you go. Test yourself, make sure you know those facts and figures. So, best of luck in your revision. Make sure you ask me and Mr. Knightley any questions that you have. Let us know if you require a revision guide. We'll get those survival guides out to you straight away. And get started. Just get started with that revision as soon as you can.